Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we will discuss about amino acids. See what are amino acids and where these amino acids are present, why these amino acids are needed for our body and what they make. See, you must have known about the biomolecules. Biomolecules are the molecules of life which are present inside our cell, inside the cytoplasm. And biomolecules, they enter into our body through our diet only. And these biomolecules, they include carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, vitamins, enzymes, minerals, etc. Okay, and today we'll discuss about proteins, and proteins are made up of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. Building blocks means monomeric units of proteins. Okay, and means what is the composition of an amino acid, what are the types of amino acids, how they are classified, and what it means how they make the proteins. All these things we'll discuss. Let's have a look. See, amino acids, structure and classification today we'll discuss. These are the monomeric units of proteins, means proteins are the polymers of amino acids. Amino acids are linked one with another with peptide bond or peptide linkage to form a polypeptide chain. Polypeptide chain is protein. Okay, so amino acids are considered as the monomeric units of protein, and each amino acid, these are the monomeric units of proteins having an amino and a carboxylic group. See, amino acid, so the name is because it is having one amine group and one carboxylic group, so the name is carboxylic acid, so acidic group, so the name is amino acid. Okay, then see, very easily I will tell you a trick how to remember the names of the amino acids and how to know and to remember the classification of amino acids very easily. In English 26 alphabets are there, and out of 26 alphabets, as we know that universally 20 amino acids they code for, means they make different types of proteins of the universe. So these 20 amino acids are coded by 20 English alphabets. A to Z, means out of these 26 alphabets, B, O, X, J, U, Z, these 6 alphabets they do not code for any amino acid. Rest of the 20 alphabets they represent one amino acid. Okay, very easily you can remember the names of the amino acid with respect to a particular alphabet. Okay, see what is there is there is a this is A, it starts with the alanine. As I have told you that B, O, X, J, U, Z, these 6 they do not code amino acid. Okay, so A, it codes the amino acid alanine, it represents the amino acid alanine. C, cysteine. D is aspartic acid. E, glutamic acid, these two are acidic amino acids. F, phenylalanine. G, glycine. H, histidine. I, isoleucine. J, it doesn't code for any amino acid. Then K, it codes for lysine. Then leucine. Then M, methionine. N, asparagine. O doesn't code for any amino acid. Then come to P, it is proline. Q, it is glutamine. R, arginine. S, serine. T, threonine. And U, it doesn't code for any amino acid. Then V, it codes for valine. W, it represents tryptophan. X doesn't code. Y, tyrosine, and Z doesn't code. Okay, so all these 20 alphabets of English they represent 20 different amino acids name. So easily you can remember the alphabetical amino acid names. Okay, it's very easy to remember. Just B, O, X, J, U, Z, these 6 they do not code, they do not represent any amino acid. Okay, so this is the amino acid list. Now come to know the structure of amino acid. Generally, the general structure of amino acid it is like this. This is the what L isomeric form of amino acid which appears universally in most of the living organisms in L form. That is NH2 or amine group. This is carboxylic group, and this is H, and this is the R or alkyl group. This carbon which is present in the center, it is called the chiral carbon, or it can be represented as C alpha. Chiral or asymmetry carbon. Asymmetry carbon means what? The carbon molecules which have 4 different groups in 4 different hands. We know that the valency of carbon is 4. So if the carbon present in the center, it contains 4 different groups in the 4 different hands, then this carbon is considered as the asymmetric carbon or chiral carbon. So this is the general structure of an amino acid. It is having one amine group, then carboxylic acid group, and it is having one H. These 3 hands are constant in all the 20 amino acids. Only changing is this R. R is the alkyl group or side chain. This R or alkyl group of each amino acid, it varies from one another. Okay, so basing upon the alkyl group, the amino acids, they may be acidic, they may be basic, they may be neutral, they may be polar or non-polar, like this. Okay, so depending upon the structure of the alkyl group only, the amino acids, they vary in their structure. And see, what is this? General structure is like this, but deuterionic form of amino acid. What is deuterionic form? Deuter means both. When the amino acids are present in the solution, then the amino acid, they dissociate. Then which group of amino acid first dissociates? It is about the carboxylic acid group. The carboxylic acid group COH, it dissociates, forming CO minus plus H plus ion. This H plus ion, it is received by the NH2. See, compare these two structures only. Everything is similar, just it is having what? CO minus and NH3 plus. This COH, it dissociates in the aqueous solution at the pH 7, and the H plus ion, it is received by the NH2 to form the NH3 plus. So it is the deuterionic form of amino acid which is found at the pH 7 in aqueous solutions. And this, how it forms? See, COH, primarily it was there, COH. This COH, it dissociates, forming CO minus plus H plus. This H plus, it is now gained by this NH2 to form NH. This H plus, it is gained by, it is received by this NH2 to form NH3 plus. And now it is in the deuterionic form, CO minus NH3 plus. So this is deuterionic form of amino acid. Okay. Then come to the classification. How these amino acids are classified? Just I have told you that basing upon the alkyl group or the side chain structure, the amino acids, they react differently, and basing upon the alkyl group only, they are classified. See here, first we will discuss about the hydrophilic or polar amino acids. Hydro means water, philic means loving. These are water reacting amino acids. Water reacting amino acids or polar amino acids. If you will remember the alphabetical names of the amino acids, it will be easy for you to remember the classification of the amino acids and types of amino acids which belong to different class. See, hydrophilic or polar amino acids, these are of 6 types. C, N, P, Q, S, T. Means it is what? Cysteine. N for what? N for C here. C, N for asparagine. So, C, cysteine. N for asparagine. P, proline. Q, glutamine. S, serine. And T, threonine. These 6 amino acids, they have hydrophilic or polar group in the side chain. So, these are hydrophilic amino acids. Then second, hydrophobic or non-polar amino acids. These amino acids, they do not react with water molecule. These are hydrophobic by nature, and these are of 2 types again depending upon the side chain. These are again of 2 types, aliphatic and aromatic. Hydrophobic aliphatic amino acids are represented by GAVLIM. Gavlim you can remember. G it is glycine, A alanine, V valine, L leucine, I isoleucine, M methionine. Okay, so these are the what? Hydrophobic aliphatic amino acids. Then B it is hydrophobic aromatic. Aromatic amino acids are 3 types. F it is phenylalanine, W it is tryptophan, and Y tyrosine. Okay, so the hydrophobic amino acids are grouped into 2 categories, aliphatic and aromatic, and these are represented by Gavlim and FWY. Okay, then come to the third, acidic amino acids. These acidic amino acids, see, almost all the amino acids, they have what? Carboxylic acid group normally, but these acidic amino acids, they have extra carboxylic acid group in the side chain, so they behave acidic by nature. And acidic amino acids, just I have told you that D and E, aspartic acid and glutamic acid, from the name itself it represents that these are the acidic amino acids. Acidic amino acids are D and E. Then basic amino acids are H, R, K. H is histidine, R is arginine, and K is lysine. H in the pH 7, it acts as neutral amino acid. So these two, arginine and lysine, these are mostly considered as basic amino acids. And you must be knowing that the histone protein, which is responsible for the folding of DNA, for the packaging of DNA and for the construction of chromosome, it is made up of basic amino acids. So it can easily bind to the nucleic acid. DNA is nucleic acid, so nucleic acid and histone protein are basic by nature, so they combine to form the chromosome. For the compact structure of chromosome, for the packaging of chromosome, these are arginine and lysine. Arginine and lysine, these two amino acids, mostly they form the histone proteins. Okay, histone proteins are so basic by nature. Then sulfur containing amino acids. Only 2 amino acids out of 20 they represent, means they are having the sulfur group. A sulfur group in the alkyl or side chain. These two are cysteine and methionine. So these are about the what? Basing upon the side chains, the amino acids are classified: hydrophilic, hydrophobic, aliphatic and aromatic, acidic, basic and sulfur containing amino acids. So this is all about the amino acid classification. Then come to the next, essential and non-essential amino acids. Essential amino acids, what? These amino acids are not synthesized in our body, and these amino acids we have to take through our diet only, through our food only, and these are very essential in the young generations for the growth, for the metabolism. So these essential amino acids, these are out of 20 amino acids. See, it is there 300, about 300 types of amino acids are there in the universe, but only 20 amino acids, they are coded by the genetic code of mRNA. And only 20 amino acids, they are mostly used for the synthesis of all the million different types of protein molecules. Okay, and out of these 20 amino acids, 10 amino acids are essential and 10 amino acids are non-essential amino acids. See here, very easily you can remember what are the essential amino acids and what are the non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids are synthesized in our body, means our body can synthesize these type of amino acids. But essential amino acids we have to take through our diet. These are not synthesized in our diet. See, essential amino acids, which are the essential amino acids? I have just written one line here. View the film wo kaun thi RH. It's very easy to remember. Again I am expanding it. You must be having these notes. See, essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are of 10. 10 amino acids are essential. See this line. View the film, FILM, capital. Wo, W is capital. Kaun thi RH. This is small. Okay. See here. All the capital letters only they code for the amino acids here in this line. Just this line is to remember, easy to remember, nothing else. V, it is valine. T, it is threonine. F, phenylalanine. I, isoleucine. L, leucine. M, methionine. W, it is tryptophan. K, lysine. Then RH, it is arginine and histidine. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these 10 amino acids, these are essential amino acids. These are not synthesized in our body. View the film wo kaun thi RH. This is small. Okay. Wo kaun thi RH is again capital. Okay. Then about the non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids. Another line I have made just to easy remember. Just for easy remember. Yellow and green color, spade and Q. See, only the capital letters that represent the amino acids I have told you, just to remember. Y, it is tyrosine. G, it is what it represents, glycine. C is cysteine. S, serine. P, proline. A, alanine. D, aspartic acid. E, glutamic acid. N, it is what? Arginine. Q, it is what? Glutamine. So these 10, these are considered as non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids are synthesized in our body and it is, we are taking these amino acids through our diet, but these are synthesized in our body. So yeah, these are considered as non-essential. But these are essential. Essential means they are not synthesized in our body, and we can only take them through our diet, through our food. Okay. So this is all about what? Amino acid classification. General structure of amino acid, deuterionic form, and I have also given one easy trick to remember the amino acids name, so that easily you can remember the classification of amino acids, which amino acids they come in which category. Easily you can remember the names, which is very helpful for you for the NEET exam. Most of the questions of amino acids, they are basing upon the classifications. Most of the questions they come in NEET. Okay, so if you remember the amino acids name alphabetically, then you can remember which type of amino acid belongs to which category in the classification. Okay, and next class we will discuss about the proteins, how the peptide bond is formed. Okay, peptide bond between the amino acids they form to form the dipeptide, tripeptide. Likewise a polypeptide chain is formed, and the amino acids they form the proteins. Okay, and during translation, one after another amino acids they are brought by the tRNA, and these amino acids they are linked by the peptide linkage to form a protein during protein synthesis or translation. Okay, see here I am just giving you one how the peptide bond is formed. I am just describing it. Very easy it is. Peptide bond formation. Peptide bond formation. See, this is NH2, C alpha, COOH, H and R1. Let's consider this is the first amino acid. Another amino acid, it is also having NH2, C alpha or central chiral carbon, COH, H and R2. This is the second amino acid. Then how the peptide bond is formed? Peptide bond is nothing but a covalent type of bond, covalent bonding. So here what happens, this OH of carboxylic group and one of the H of NH2 of second amino acid, they are released H, water molecule, OH and one H, so H2O released. So what is left here? NH2, C alpha, H, R1, CO, N, H. One H it is removed of NH2, so one H is there, NH. It is linked to the second C alpha, COH, H and R2. Now this CO and H, it is the peptide bond. And how it is represented? Peptide bond, see, it is formed between the CO and H. Actually the peptide bond is formed between the carbon and the nitrogen. So how this O and H they are represented? See here, easily I am telling you. Oxygen is electronegative atom, so oxygen remains bound with the carbon with double bond, CO and H. See here, CO and H is left. Now this CO and NH, this is the what? Crisscross manner of CO and H. Like this is the peptide bond actually. This is the peptide bond between the amino acids. Okay, so CO and H is the peptide bond, and this is a dipeptide structure. Dipeptide structure because the two amino acids are linked by one peptide bond. Is it clear about? So this is the peptide bond formation between the amino acids to form a polypeptide chain of protein molecule. Thank you. We'll discuss about the proteins in the next class. Ask me if you have any doubts and subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you.